Hello students, in this lecture we will move on our next lecture of JSP. In previous lecture we have seen that what is JSP, advantages of JSP over servlet and the life cycle of JSP page. In this lecture we will discuss about the architecture of JSP and the different scripting element of JSP. First, we will see the JSP architecture. In this diagram, we can see the simple meaning of the JSP page. First, the client requests for the JSP page from the servlet. This client can be Mac OS, Linux or Windows. It requests a JSP page from server through internet. When a server receives a request, it responds that JSP page from the database and serve that client. This means this diagram shows the basic request response protocol between client and server. So let us elaborate this architecture. So if we see this architecture, the complete process of the JSP we can see. In the first process, client request for the JSP page, let's say hello.jsp. In this we can use the both method get or post. Here we are using get method. In the second step, when the server or this container receive this request hello.jsp, it read that file. It means parsing that file. In the third phase, this hello.jsp is converted into hello servlet.java file. It means JSP is translated into servlet class. In the fourth phase, this Java file is compiled into hello servlet.class file. And in the fifth step, this class file is then executed and the final response is sent to the client. These 6 phases are in JSP processing. The second and third phase, right, the reading and generating servlet is known as the translation phase. And the fourth and fifth phase, which is known as the request processing phase, in which we are serving the client with the desired JSP page. In this we can see that the client requests for the JSP page, then the JSP is read out from the server, then it is converted into servlet class and this servlet class is compiled and we have the class file and this class file is executed, then we have the desired JSP page. Now after the completion of the JSP architecture, let us move to the scripting elements of JSP. These scripting elements of JSP are used for designing the JSP page. Let us see which are they. The scripting elements provide the ability to insert Java code into JSP page. As we have seen in the first slide of the lecture 1, JSP is used for creating web technology and JSP maintains business logic and presentation logic differently. So, if we are using Java code in JSP, we will use these elements to insert the Java code into the JSP page. There are different 5 types of scripting elements. First is comment, second is scriptlet, declaration, expression and directive, and the syntax for the respective scripting elements is given next to the elements. Let us see these elements one by one. First is JSP Comment Tag. JSP comment marks text or statements that are the JSP container should ignore. These are the lines which are used only for informative purpose. These are not the part of the JSP program, and in compilation process these comments will be ignored. Following is the syntax of the JSP comments. In comment we can see that the syntax is angular bracket, percentage dash dash, then the comment, and the end dash dash percentage and closing angular bracket. So this is the syntax of the comment. And the example, we can say that this is a JSP comment. We can write the purpose of the JSP program in the comment. Next is the JSP Scriptlet Tag. A scriptlet can contain any number of Java language statements, variable or method declarations or expressions that are valid in the page scripting language. The syntax of the JSP Scriptlet Tag is given below, that is angular bracket, percentage, code fragment, percentage, closing angular bracket. Here we can put our declaration code into declaration code, method code or any other Java code into this bracket, percentage Java code, percentage closing angular bracket. So this is a syntax for JSP scripting tag. In we can use declaration, method definitions and for loop, if conditions, etc. which code we are using in Java language, we can put that code into this scriptlet tag. Then the JSP declaration tag. So there is a specific tag for declaration. We can use declaration in scriptlet tag, and also we have a specific tag for declaration, which is JSP declaration tag. Declaration declares one or more variables or methods that you can use in the Java code letter. You must declare the variable or method before you use it in the JSP file. For declaring, there is a syntax angular bracket, percentage, exclamatory sign, and at the end of the declaration, percentage, closing angular bracket. So this is the syntax, and as an example there is given as a declaration integer count equal to 0. So this is the declaration of a variable into declaration tag. The next tag is JSP expression tag. So JSP expression element contains a scripting language expression that is evaluated. Whichever expression we want to evaluate, this thing is put into the expression tag, converted to a string and inserted where the expression appears in the JSP file. This expression is converted into a string and this is placed on the JSP page. The syntax is percentage equal to expression percentage closing angular bracket. This is equivalent to the system.out.println. System.out.println we use for writing in console, where on a JSP page we use out.println. If you write equal to and your message, this will be equivalent to out.print. The next tag is JSP page directive tag. A JSP page directive affects the overall structure of the servlet class. It usually has the following term. The syntax of this tag is angular bracket, percentage, directive name, attribute equal to value. This tag is used for specific purpose. For example, we have three directives. First is page directive, second is include, and third is taglib. Let us see that how this directive work. Define page dependent attributes such as scripting language, error page and buffering requirements. For example, this page directive is used for different attributes such as scripting language, error page, etc. If we want to define a particular error page, whenever any error come into a picture, we want to redirect this JSP page to a particular error page, then we use this by default page directive tag. And the next is include directive. That includes the file during the translation file. Same as C language. In C language, we are including the different files. For example, stdio.h, conio.h. We are using this file which are used at the compilation phase. When the program is compiled, these header files are merged with our code. Same as here, the include directive includes these files when our code is compiled and converted into servlet file. And the third is tag leave. Tag leave page directive is used for declaring tag library containing custom actions used in the page. As starting from the JSP page, we are saying that there are different tag library, there are different tag, custom tags, there are different expression language in JSP. So, if we want to use a particular tag library, then we have to use this tag leave directive. So, these are the different directive tag which we are using for specific purpose. So, let us see some example of these elements. Here let us use the scriptlet tag. We can see the structure of the JSP is same as HTML. We have the same tags like HTML, body, end of HTML. In between that, we have used one tag which is JSP Scriptlet Tag. Scriptlet tag is %out.println, welcome to JSP, percentage and closing angular bracket. So, this statement we can say that we have inserted Java code into the HTML, means कि JSP page using JSP Scriptlet Tag. Here this is the use of JSP Scriptlet Tag. We can see that the out.println code is used for printing the welcome to JSP on the page, and this is the Java code which we have inserted into this one. So, let us see the next example, which is the expression tag. In previous we have used out.println, but here we are not using the out.println. Instead of that, we are using the expression tag. What we have done here, we have done %= welcome.jsp. So, here the output will be the same. On the page, it will display welcome to JSP text. So, this is quite similar to out.print. In the next example, we have done the angular bracket %= java.util.calendar.getInstance.getTime. This expression returns the current time of the system and it will be directly displayed on the screen. Actually, what is the basic working of the expression tag? It evaluates the particular expression and give the response, and the particular response is printed on the page. We can see this in both examples. First is welcome to JSP and the second is current time. And this next example is for declaration, right? For the declaration of variable and the declaration of method, we have used the declaration tag. Declaration tag we have used for declaring integer data equal to 50. The declaration tag we can see %! and the ending %. And further, we can use the %= sign. %= is used for printing that line. The line will be printed, value of the variable is value of the variable. On the other side, next example, right side, we can see that we have defined one method integer cube taking the parameter integer n, and that will return n into n, means that cube of the n. So, this definition of method is given in the declaration tag. Declaration tag means %! and closing angular bracket. So, this definition, this declaration of variable we can put into the declaration tag. And further we have printed one line, cube of 3 is, that is expression tag, %= So, this was the example of declaration tag. So, in this lecture we have seen that the processing of JSP means the architecture of JSP, and then we have seen that the different elements, scripting elements of JSP. In next lecture we will move to the difference between JSP and Scriptlet, and we will include one JSP example which will include the JDBC. JDBC means Java Database Connectivity. We will use this connectivity in our JSP page. Thank you.